Yo, what's up, everybody? This is some kind of episode of Fat Man Live. I don't know what number it is 12, 15, 18. I don't know. Listen, I do want to give a quick shout out to the Small Town Patreon group, the Small Town Exotics Patreon group. But a lot of you fucking people in there are assholes because you guys are constantly butt dialing the entire fucking group. And it's annoying as fuck, okay? So learn how to fucking dial in that fucking group. Like, what the fuck, man? You guys called me 3 seconds into this fucking show. Anyway, fuck you guys, but not really. Fuck you guys. Listen, we're almost done. We're almost done with the fucking Operation Deeds Not Words campaign. It ends on July 4th. So if you didn't get a fucking shirt yet, get your fucking life together and get a fucking shirt, okay? Even if you fucking hate me, you're not doing this for me. All the proceeds from this thing goes to the vets. So buy a shirt, okay? To fatmannation.com. Click on the Support Disabled Vets tab. And we're really close to our goal. So I really just want to thank everybody that did buy a shirt. But just so you know, there's only a month left, and I am not above guilting people into buying shirts. So I got no problem guilting people into buying shirts. If you bought a shirt already, thank you. I'm going to guilt you into buying another one. If you didn't buy a shirt yet, I'm going to continue to guilt you into buying a fucking shirt. All right. I have no dignity here when it comes to raising money for the vets. So come on, everybody, step up, help us hit that goal. And we're going to do it next year, too. So if you think you heard The Last of Us, you're fucked. All right. You're fucked. Anyway, there's some sponsors on this show. All right. The first sponsor is Brian Bodie of Brian Bodie Reptiles out in Las Vegas. Brian Bodie is actually having a fucking housewarming party that I can't make it to, that I'm bummed out that I can't make it to. But if you're in the Las Vegas area, if you're in the Pomona area, he does a lot of super shows. He's actually doing St. Louis this year. Or St. Louis or Schaumburg, one of them. I don't remember, but I'll clarify and get back to it next week. We got a month or two before that actually happens. But if you need a quality ball python, head on over to Brian Bodie Reptiles. Steve Conduit of Conduit Constrictors. I'm going to be hanging out with him at Gettysburg in July. I can't really wait for that show because it's Steve is just an awesome dude. So he has investment quality ball pythons. He's crushing it. Put over $1 million into this hobby. He bought a fucking farm just to have a place to raise the ball pythons. So if you need a quality ball python, an investment quality ball python, head on over to Conduit Constrictors. You'll be seeing a lot of me and Steve in the next couple of months or a couple of weeks. So can't wait to work with you, buddy. Let's see. Gray Family Snakes. Lori Gray, Roger Gray. Best looking couple in this fucking hobby. All right. I mean, like, fucking, they're just really good looking people. Like, it should be illegal to be that good looking. Anyway, they do Desert Ghost Axanthics, Desert Ghost Pieds, Pied Axanthics. Check out their morph market. They're in Alabama, right? In fucking Alabama. So if you're in the Alabama area and you would like a quality ball python, you want to go to Great Family Snakes with that stupid underscore in between each word. Fucking Gray _ Family Snakes on Instagram. So go follow them. My boy. All right. That's all I'm saying. All right. Probably the best guy in the ball python hobby, hognose hobby, gecko hobby. Listen, I don't know what else I could say about Small Town Exotics except that their fucking Patreon doesn't know how to not fucking hit the phone call button and call everybody in the goddamn group. So, Shane, take your people to school there. Fucking Large Marge Morphs is my boy Paul. Me and Paul will be going down to Gettysburg together. We'll also be at the Nassau show. That's going to be the last show that the Deeds Not Words campaign is run live from. So we're gonna be there with Large Marge, Sugar Skull. I think Blue Line is gonna be there. Uh, Jersey Balls. Just all the New York guys. All right, all those shady Northeast breeders that I always talk shit about. So listen, all right. If you're in the Nassau area, come by the Nassau Reptile Show. It's at a really cool aviation museum. And last time, I mean, shit, there were people around the fucking building until 4 o'clock in the afternoon. We're also going to be going live from that show and Gettysburg. So stop by the table, say what's up at this particular Nassau show. You can buy a fucking shirt. That's all I'm saying. All right, then look here too. We got a spot open. All right, we got a spot open. If you feel like advertising on this profanity-ridden fucking show, then feel free to contact me. I'll give you a really good deal, and you could be one of those people up in the corners there. So, all right, let's see who's here. We got Shauna behind the desk again. She's my chick in the chair, so she's going to be handling all the backstage stuff. Blind Mike. What's up, Blind Mike? Fucking, you guys did a really good job the other night. So, it's the Big Homies Breakdown. Yeah. Oh, okay. Fucking Sean. Okay. Listen. I just feel stupid every time I say that name. It's a stupid name. Okay. It's a stupid name, but it's fucking catchy. But you guys did great last night with Flawless. So I appreciate you guys. So thank you for coming. Fucking Shane, talk to your people. Teach them how to make a phone call. Okay. All right. Who else we got? MK. Mike is back in the fucking business, man. It's nice to see Mike back here. Really love the fact that Mike's here. Fucking batter up balls. Fucking, he's my new buddy now. He's in the 15 Minutes of Lame this year. HJS, fucking Rich. Rich and Sarah have helped us so much with the Deeds Not Words campaign, and I can't thank them enough. They're going to be in Nassau, and I think they're going to be in Gettysburg with us again. So thank you, Rich and Sarah, both fucking Patreon members for the Fatman Nation. RNA Ball Pythons, what's up, brother? Thank you for popping by tonight. I appreciate you. Keeper Kane, you fucking Tennessee or fucking North Carolina fucking biblical fucking redneck. What's going on, brother? How are you? Thank you for coming. I don't know. I think that's all we got. Again, tonight, fucking 11 different shows going on. So I just want to thank everybody that came to this show to actually hang out. If you feel like you want to throw super chats, help us get down to Gettysburg. Help us get over to Nassau. If you want a whole bunch of behind the scenes shit, including the Storyteller series and the Shitting On series, where I just take random ball python genes and shit all over them for fucking 10 minutes. That's all on the Patreon. You get a bunch of backstage video too and everything else that we do here. All right. So look, fucking, I'm making a lot of fun of rednecks tonight. Okay. And it is ironic that we got some rednecks here, I think, but I don't know if they're really rednecks. Okay. Fucking the dynamic duo. Right? Is that where you're from?
Where?
Are you from North Carolina?
No, actually, we're originally from Washington State, up in the mountains.
Oh, all right. So yeah, but both of you are from there? Mm-hmm. I mean, that's the hippie pot fucking capital of the fucking West.
That's Oregon.
yeah, no, that is true. That is true. A lot of fucking whores up there in fucking in Oregon and Washington.
Why do you think we moved?
But more of a chance seeing Bigfoot there, though.
Quite actually a lot. You'd be half the money they make is from people coming to actually try to find Bigfoot. It's kind of stupid.
Don't think I don't know. All right, I'm going there, not for the whores, but for the Bigfoot.
For the Bigfoot, you gotta go up into the Rocky Mountains.
Yep. Well, this is Tana and Danielle, Tana, Montana. Fucking.
Yes, my dad named me after the state.
Montana. Yeah, like fucking.
Uh,
Yeah, that's fucking weird. That's some redneck shit right there. Your
Well,
dad
my
named you after the state?
he loved Montana so much. Yeah, he named me after the state. He's originally he was born in Nebraska, if that says anything. So
Okay, but Yellowstone is in Montana, right?
yeah,
Your dad must be
partially.
like, but yeah, but the show is in Montana, right?
Oh, the Yellowstone show. Oh, wow. There's the Yellowstone show.
There's a lot of Yellowstones, everything out there. So
All
We-
right.
We like the parks, so we go to the parks.
Well, all right. So your father was probably like a cowboy. So fucking what?
Mhm.
What brought him to Oregon? No fucking.
It was actually because his parents died, and so my great uncle lived in Chehalis, Washington, and that's where my dad actually grew up. So he got to live through the lovely Mount St. Helens explosion when he was younger.
Oh, Bigfoot sightings there too.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Oh yeah, everywhere.
Right. So
Bigfoot
you guys are Kontrast Morphs, right?
That's
Yes,
correct.
sir.
One thing I want to know, or I want to bring up at least, that I didn't notice until tonight, actually, till like 5 minutes before you guys came on, is that both of you were Jesus people, right? Okay. Why would you come on this fucking show? Like why would, like, what are you guys doing here? Like,
It's fun.
Yeah.
all right.
We don't judge, and we like to have fun, and we wanted an opportunity to actually be on a show too. This is our first live, so it's exciting.
See, I can't even make a joke that I popped your cherry because Jesus would be angry at me. Okay, so Jesus Christ, I can't win with this one. Okay, all right. God damn it! Wow, see, I'm not.
Now you're gonna be self-conscious the whole show. No.
Dude, let me tell you, I was an altar boy. I was raised Catholic, and I was an altar boy and
Okay.
everything.
Sorry.
And, I always tell
Yeah.
people I was Catholic until I reached the age of reason, right? And then fucking I just go from there because I've had so many arguments with my mother about God, and I'm like, listen, Mom, if they could get you to believe that there's an invisible man that lives in the sky that watches everything you do, I've already lost the argument, right? Like, I'm not going to win this argument. They convinced you like that. So, but yes, I still believe that there's something, and I still believe in God in the back of my head because just in case, you don't want to die and then be like, fuck, right?
Right. That was my thing growing up, is I would rather be right instead of wrong and find out it was right.
Yeah. God damn it. Jesus makes it really complicated. Okay. All right. So Kontrast Morphs. Talk to me about Kontrast Morphs. What's that all about? You guys obviously threw your hat into the ball python ring. And how long have you been doing it for?
Literally, we just started our first clutch. So we have been in it for a year we've been very picky with the ball pythons we're getting because we don't want to oversaturate the basic genes that are already there. So we've been working on finding genes that will help minimize wild types or anything like that. So we've been very picky with who we buy from, which ball pythons we buy, so that we can set up ourselves for projects that we want to do in the future, but also projects that we want to do, because if the passion's not in it, it's going to show in the ball pythons. And we're doing it because we love reptiles. And honestly, if our house was bigger, we'd probably have a million different reptile things going on. But
bam, swing and a miss. 0-2. Jesus, and you use the word passion on my show. God damn it, right? Yeah, this is.
You regretting it yet?
Little bit.
Oh, but
all right. So you guys are trying to not do everything everybody else does, but you realize that's what everybody else says that they do, right?
Yeah. And it sucks because along the way you are going to make basic kinds. So.
Yeah, well, you got to have a plan for what you're going to do with the byproduct, right?
Mm-hmm.
So So let's play a quick game. All right. You're gonna name off the people that you have bought from, and I'm gonna give them my rating. Okay.
Oh no. Well, 90% of my collection came from one. Like, we're still small. We only have 13 snakes right now. Like, we're still small. But I know one you'll really like.
Okay.
That's Shane.
Shane. Shane. 5 stars out of 5 stars. Shane Kelly, 5 stars out of 5 stars. Who else?
Azani Reptiles.
I've heard of
him.
I
know everyone's kind of 50-50 with him. I had a good experience, but
no, I've never bought anything from him. You think I'm gonna buy a fucking ball python from some degenerate that's been doing it for under 10 years? No, I'm old school, okay? All right.
Fair. That is fair. That is fair.
But all right, Azani, we'll give him a 3 because I don't even know the guy. All right, we'll give him a 3.
He's the one we were able to get the grandson of the original Pompeii from him. So
okay. All right, so he spent some money. All right, so yes, all right, okay. So he'll get a 3.5 for that because he bought from Justin, and Justin, or I'm assuming he bought from Justin, right?
Basically, in the round scheme of things, yes.
Oh, okay. All right, who else?
And then we have Shannon from Green Dragon Reptiles. He's a smaller veteran.
Oh yeah, fucking he's a veteran. 5 out of 5. 5. Everybody buy from Shannon from Green Dragon.
He's awesome. Right? He's awesome. Okay. But he's the one that like helped get me started in it. And so and then we have, what is it? Darkside Morphs?
Darkside Morphs, I think it is.
Yeah.
I'd have to go look at their card.
They work with I'm taking a chance on a gene, and we'll see how that plays out.
Oh, let's hear this. Go ahead. What gene is this?
It's the Darkside Gold gene.
That's a bullshit gene. I can tell right from the name. That's a bullshit gene. Right?
It does some interesting things, so we'll see. But
you know what? Tell me one interesting thing it does.
So that's
what I thought. Okay.
I'm trying to figure out how to word it. Jeez.
Yeah, because everybody's like, well, it's like porno, okay? You can't describe it, but you know what it is when you see it. That's bullshit, okay? There has to be like, it does this, and this is why it's worth money.
It is one of the cleanest pattern makers I have seen so far. There's absolutely no graininess on him. And granted, he's still small, but the alien heads are really clean, and it has pinholes for the eyes. Like, they look like literal pinholes instead of like the massive eyes on them. So it cleans up the snake. That's part of the reason I'm wanting to look at it, is I've never seen a gene clean it up as nicely as this.
So you're saying in your year that you've been doing this, okay?
Yes.
That it cleans up better than the Desert Ghost?
The Desert Ghost gives a lot more vibrant color, but I think it would be, just from what I have, like, obviously I ain't no Canova, but just from what I have, I believe it's on par to be the same with it on cleaning it up, if not a little better.
Just so you know, that's a great shirt idea. I ain't no Canova. That's a great shirt.
We'll get right on that.
But what brought you into this that you wanted to do it? And do you think you're eventually going to make money on it? Do you not care if you make money on it? Because everybody says, I don't give a shit about the money, but you're putting in your time.
Yeah.
And if you're not like, oh, this is my absolute hobby, then you're in it for the money, right? So
yeah.
What brought you into this? Like, why were you like, I'm gonna start breeding? And how in the fuck did you convince your sister to fucking just hop on board with this and be like, oh, it's just gonna cost us thousands of dollars, don't worry about it?
Don't worry about it.
You're like, profit? Don't worry about it. We don't need it. Okay. We'll be fine. Thousands of dollars into a hobby before we get anything. So what brought you into it?
Honestly, it started out as a joke 3 years ago.
That sounds about right. Okay.
And then we both looked at each other and we're like, actually, that'd be kind of fun. If we still have the same idea in a year, let's start it. And then literally like a year later, we're like, fuck it, let's do it. And we decided to start investing in ball pythons. And like I said, eventually we want to invest in a lot of other stuff. But it's definitely a hobby right now. Like, yes, everyone wants to make money. That's like how the world works. Everyone wants to make money. Right. But at least my plan and my goal, she might have a different answer, is I want to focus on higher quality, maybe not as many snakes right off the bat, and work on what I find fun. Like, I mean, Shane hates pinstripe, and we have other people who hate sunset. And I mean, I'm one of those people on the sunset bandwagon. I think it's an ugly gene, but so.
But also, you just said something that was pretty funny. You looked over at your sister and said she may have a different opinion on this, but the opinion that we're talking about should be cohesive right off the bat if you're starting a business with somebody. Right?
Yeah, that is true. No, if you want to talk, since I've been, talking the whole time.
Well, I mean, I mean, for myself, money is great, but I love snakes just in general. So we got into this. She used to be terrified of snakes. So I'm the reason why she has snakes in the first place.
Yep.
I've had a snake, my ball python, for 6 years now. And before that, I was into corn snakes and just, whatever. And so, I mean, at the base, we're really in this because we love the snakes themselves. And if we make a buck from it, cool. If we don't, we still have 13 animals, maybe more on the way that we love to pieces.
Well, yeah. I mean, it's not going to be just 13, all right? It's like,
no.
It's not going to stay at 13. Hell no.
Yeah.
We already have plans for like 5 more. I need to get some more snake racks already. So
it's yeah, no. Look, Mike, I get it. I get it. Okay. But
I started this
at the end of the day, you 13 snakes are easy to take care of right now, especially with 2 people, right?
Yes.
You start hitting 50 to 100.
That's gonna be
a lot more time, right? Mm-hmm. And you could hit 50 to 100 before you even know it. I mean, if you have 7 clutches next year, you could have an extra 50 snakes.
That you have to take care of.
So what's the plan? Obviously, you want to plan for success and not failure, right? So
yes,
right.
What do you think the plan is going forward as far as putting your infrastructure together? And because that's what people forget about is the infrastructure, because everybody wants to just buy the animals, right? But if you buy the animals and then you have a ton of snakes, dude, yeah. Now you know, Mike. Now you fucking know, Mike. All right.
Oh, man.
Ha for every fucking dumb joke that you've ever made. Now you're going through it, buddy. Okay. Now you understand. So what's the plan? Like right now, do you both have day jobs?
I do. I work full time. Husband is disabled veteran. She doesn't work, so she's able to kind of go through the snakes while I'm at work. So basically, I pay for the snakes, and she helps keep them alive.
Okay.
Yeah, I do all the shit cleaning, and
I help with that.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes.
Danny puts in the sweat equity, right? So
yes, and then I usually feed. We have one snake that absolutely hates her and will not eat if she tries to feed him, so I have to feed him. But
you have to feed one snake a week.
Oh no, I usually feed them all.
She loves to feed them, so I love to feed them too. But she's like, no, I want to feed them, so I'm like, whatever, you feed them.
Well, where is it? Blake just said here he went from 1 to 80 in 6 months. And listen, that's a very real possibility for new people that are coming into the hobby, right? Like, I mean, you could definitely overbuy. Like, what are you doing to protect yourself from not overbuying and not buying every fucking nice looking animal on Morph Market?
So for us right now, space is our cap. If we do not have the space for animals, we don't get them, because where would we put them? And to get more space for animals requires money, and so we have to balance that with other investments too. Like, do we need this snake right now, or do we need another, like a hatchling rack that will be necessary from when our first clutch hits the ground? Excuse me. What about an incubator? Like, there are other things that we have to balance.
Well, the hatchling rack, I'll tell you right off the bat that you should get a hatchling rack right now.
Oh yeah. No. That's like number.
That's what we're getting. So
immediately.
I mean, with 13, you just, and what's your male to female ratio on those?
I unfortunately have more males than females.
I need to get more. How do new people still do that? Like,
I don't know. There was a couple purchases I made that when we first started a year ago, where I really wish I would have done more research on the gene specifically. I love the snake; she's really pretty, but my male to female ratio is off. I definitely need my snakes moving forward as I'm getting females, because I'm like, we gotta. Well, I lied. There's one male I'm gonna get, but no, it's. Honestly, my husband helps keep me in check on self-control on not buying too many snakes. And I have a very detailed plan on the projects I want to move forward with, which require specific genes. So if those genes don't line up, then I don't get the snake.
Okay.
Even if it's pretty, yeah.
Yeah, that's the problem. Like,
everybody. Calico is my weakness.
But that's like, and you're part of Shane's Patreon, right?
Mm-hmm.
You should know better than that. Come on,
what?
Right?
Yeah, I know.
Shane's had countless lone wolves podcasts where they talk about the business end of it, where you have to do that. But do you keep everything in racks right now?
Yes, we have the rack systems. Yeah,
I would say we've got three snakes that are currently in actual terrariums, but
the rest are on racks.
Rest are in bins.
And one is my sister-in-law snake, and he's not even part of the program, so that's why he's in a terrarium, because it's not our snake. But my original ball python's in a terrarium because he's very social and he likes to be around people.
None of them like to be around people.
He does.
They tolerate people, but But now, as far as the racks go, I would definitely tell you to definitely get an ARS or Freedom Breeder or even Sea Serpents if you're going to do. Sea
Serpents is who we actually went through.
Yes, yeah, Chris is awesome. Okay, so I remember we had a combination of Freedom Breeder, ARS, and Sea Serpents when we were doing it full time, and Chris is still killing it right now as far as
he really is.
his incubators. They're really so good. Now, what do you do during the day, like for your day job?
So I work as a guest service supervisor. So I work for a company called Drury Hotels, and super nice because you can travel for really cheap. But I pretty much work 40 to 50 hours a week doing that.
Okay.
And then on my days off is our weekly tub cleanings and all that fun stuff.
So when you come home, do you all live together?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Yes. So when you come home from working like a 50-hour work week and like the water dishes are dirty, do you just look at her and be like, fucking A, like fucking like you don't do anything during the day. How hard is it to clean up some water balls, right?
Surprisingly, I have not done that.
Okay. Right. Has there ever been like a disagreement between the two of you? And then what do you Because if there hasn't yet, there will be,
There will
right?
be.
So what's the plan to for when the disagreements happen? Because
Take
I
a
know Tana's just like, well, I'm putting in all the fucking money, so so there really is no room for disagreements, Chris. All right, it's my way or the highway.
No. We've been fortunate. We really haven't had any disagreements yet. Obviously, any business you're going to come across disagreements, and it's something where you need to take a step back and really assess the situation. And one, see if it's worth fighting about, or if you're just being stupid.
Yeah.
Right.
Well,
also, don't forget, the disagreement could be, it doesn't even have to do with the snakes, right? It could have something to do with the way you want to market it, or the way you want to run your Instagram, or the way you want to, run your YouTube. So it's not always going to be just simply about like what snake to buy or not buy, or pair or not pair,
There's a lot more to it.
Does your husband help at all?
No. he helps pay for stuff, but he's not really big into reptiles, so
okay. And Danielle, like, how old are you guys? I don't even know how old you guys
are. I'm 31.
I'm 33.
Okay, so are you married also, Danielle?
Yes, I am.
Does your husband help with it?
With buying stuff occasionally, but not with anything else.
Okay.
They pretty much like, this is your guys' thing, so.
Yeah.
So both of you get shut up money from your husband, basically. It's just like, just shut up, fucking get what you want, right?
Okay. Especially when I start going off about different genes, my poor husband's like, please stop.
Yeah. I can just see, like, Justin said to me one time, because I went to Justin's, right? And he was like, you want to see anything in the rack? And I'm like, no, I'm good, right? And he's like, you don't want to see any snake? And I go, no, I'm good. I'm here to interview you, and that's it, right? And he goes, man, nothing sucks more than trying to explain how cool ball pythons are to a person who doesn't think ball pythons are cool anymore, right? So
yeah.
So I get where your husbands are at. But what's the overall plan? Like, is the overall plan to eventually quit the day job and do reptiles full time?
Eventually, yes, that is what I would love to do. I also garden, so we have a ton of garden stuff. So I kind of want to make like homesteading and not just ball pythons, but reptiles the main hobby. The main job is what I would like to do. But like I said, that won't be until we actually start incorporating other reptiles, because we all know ball pythons are oversaturated. And unless you make some crazy wild looking snake, it is difficult to sell it. So you do need to have relations built, because I believe that's how a lot of snakes are going to sell, is by having those different relationships with different people where it might fit into their program, but also being very personable. And this is where I think the Repticons will come in handy for us, is I deal with people every day and I know how to work with people, and I'm usually very friendly. I have my days, but
yeah, today must be one of them, but okay. No, so I'm going to ask the question. It's like, I'm just going to throw a scenario at you, right?
Mm-hmm.
Let's say you have 10 clutches and you got to sell some snakes, right? But you have in those 10 clutches, you have 15 normals, right?
Yeah.
Now, your husband is just shaking his head looking at you, right? And you say, honey, I didn't make any money, but we grew our own onions. Like, is homesteading an appropriate backup plan if the snake business doesn't?
I mean, the main goal is to be self-sufficient and off-grid, so
be off-grid. So you're one of those people. That's awesome.
I am. I'm one of those lovely.
Fuck yeah. No, I agree with you. Fucking, I would love being off-grid. I hate the fact that I got to do this dumb show fucking 4 times a month. It's the worst. I would love to do it from a cabin with dial-up internet. Okay.
Right.
But that's awesome. What made you think like the off-grid living is the way to do it?
We kind of
that's how we grew up that way.
Yeah,
my
fishing,
her grandma,
foraging.
So we're adopted siblings, obviously, because we clearly look alike. And so her grandma, my dad, both raised us with basically screw the government concept.
Okay.
And my dad was very redneck and very, I started my first time holding a gun, I was like 4 years old.
So basically, you guys grew up in a militia.
I mean,
we knew how to we knew how to hunt and forage before, like, probably knew how to write properly.
Yeah.
So we were when we took our hunter safety course. Yeah. Oh God. When we took our hunter safety course, we were the 2 youngest people in the class, and we had the highest grade, which was kind of funny.
We were the only 2 out of 15 with the highest scores in.
And I was 10.
Well, first of all, if you go off grid, I'm gonna need the address because if the zombie apocalypse comes, I don't know how to do shit. Okay?
We'll be the safest place.
Yes.
Yeah, I don't know how to fish. Like I've never been fishing. I've never been hunting. I've never been camping. I'm not gonna go out somewhere and lay on the floor. Like fucking, that's not cool. Like fucking, I can't do that. When you got to go to the bathroom, you got to dig a hole. I'm not gonna dig a hole. I have one leg. All right, take me forever.
That might be a little challenging.
Fucking dig a hole and end up falling in the hole. Right, like it's not cool, man. So I'm gonna have to come over. But you guys, I love the off-grid concept of. I mean, that's what I would make the name of the company, like some type of off-grid thing. Like that's fucking cool. Are you do you plan on doing shows? Do you plan on just selling through Morph Market? Do you plan on just selling to pet shops locally? Like what's the overall plan? Like, give me a 5-minute, 50-second elevator pitch.
Oh, great. No.
Pitch. Oh, those are fun.
So we do plan on going to Repticons. We have obviously Charlotte, that's within an hour of us, so that's very easy to get to. There's South Carolina.
Right.
There's a lot that are really close that we can get to. So Repticons are definitely a must. And so obviously Morph Market is just kind of the backup that everyone does. We have made some relationships with our local pet shops that are mom and pop owned, because obviously I don't trust name brand stuff. But we have one that's like a reptile rescue, and they do a really good job with all the reptiles, and they've already said, like, if we ever have an over influx or if we have ones that we don't want or need, that they're willing to house them and sell them for us.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's definitely one of our backup plans for if we have the 15 wild types, we can be like, hey, are you willing to house them and sell them for us? And we've already built a relationship with them, and they've already said that they'll work with us when that time comes.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And they're expanding too, which is really cool. But they do a lot of reptile rescuing around here too, which is really cool. So they have some really fun stuff. But ultimately, it's just making sure we put in the footwork, because you can talk, you can buy, you can do all that, but you also got to put in the footwork and make connections. That's why I said relationships are very important, because that's how you're going to make different connections. Because of like the Patreon, I've met a ton of amazing people that have helped me grow personally in the last 6 months by information that I didn't even know. And so making sure you have those connections so you can stay on top of what you should and shouldn't do, and having a list of, don't work with these genes, make sure to incorporate these genes. And if there's a gene on the no list, you don't buy the snake. Like, making sure to listen to the older people, listen to the people who have been in the business. And if they say you're being stupid, then you need to reevaluate.
Right.
And so it's really just making sure you're not just talking the talk, but you're walking the walk as well.
Well, yeah, but the thing is, now when we were doing it full time, it was probably 50% breeding snakes and then 50% marketing your snakes, right?
Mm-hmm.
Nowadays, I mean, it's probably about 20% breeding snakes and 80% marketing them, because you're putting 2 animals in a tub together that are gonna fuck whether you're there or not. Okay, mm-hmm. So it doesn't take a genius to breed ball pythons, but it does take a genius to market ball pythons. and
Mhm.
to make you think you're missing out on something so you could sell your animal, for a decent price, right?
Mhm.
So is there a plan? Like, are you guys already on Morph Market? Do you have your own website, being talked about and developed? Do you have a Husbandry Pro account?
I need to get that
Just
set up.
all these little things that
Mhm.
you don't necessarily think of when you just say, hey, I want to breed
Want to
snakes.
start this? Yeah.
Right.
Thankfully, my husband is not only military smart, but he is a nerd when it comes to tech. So he is actually helping us set up our website.
Oh, nice.
So he's gonna help on the technical side for us. I have my Instagram, but I need to get it swapped over to the official. I have it made up. I just haven't swapped it over. So I need to do that.
Right, because I noticed when I was DMing you today, couldn't find Kontrast Morphs anywhere on Instagram. Yeah, right. So
yeah, I was
see,
gonna say,
right.
yeah, we got to get our socials finalized.
Yeah,
we have it all started. We just haven't finalized a lot of it. And so that is something that we're actually trying to do this like within the next week or two, is get everything officialized and moved over. That way we have like our own website, we have our own Instagram instead of my personal Instagram.
Yeah.
Because that's kind of what it's just been, is me posting my snakes on my own Instagram.
Right.
And I know there's a lot more depth to it, and I need to get the Husbandry Pro set up, because that is something that I know Shane and Jamie and all of them talk about, and so that is definitely a must in getting that set up.
Yeah. Well, Shane will always point you in the right direction. Like Shane is a good. And are you talking about Jamie from Graceful?
Yep.
Yeah, Jamie's actually going to be on this show next week.
Oh, is she?
Oh, fun.
Yeah.
Yes, I love Jamie.
She's awesome too. She's fucking short though. She's fucking really fucking short. Oh, really? Are you 4'11" too?
She's shorter.
Yeah, 4'10".
4'10". Okay, that's cool. No, if they make another Star Wars, they're always looking for Ewoks, so don't worry about it. It's cool. All right. But
that's funny.
but Shane and Jamie are both good people to listen to. The Harbins are probably in their Patreon because they're in mine too. They always talk about the business stuff, and they're really the I feel like the Harbins are the couple to look to right now, because what they just got thrust upon them is a little bit, it would be a lot for most people, but they're handling it like fucking pros. So I love them.
Yeah, I got to meet the Harbins and Shane in person when I went to the Charlotte Repticon a couple of months ago, and the Harbins are super nice, and they talk in our Patreon, and I definitely hold on to the information I get from all of them.
Yeah, it's cool because the Harbins, Ozzy was on one of my Zoom calls for Patreon, right?
Oh, okay.
And he gave a whole bunch of like Bitcoin advice and other investment advice, right? So he gave books to read or books to listen to on there. And the Harbins actually listened to the books and wrote in the Patreon for my other Patreon people, hey, the important stuff is from 4 minutes, 38 seconds to 18 minutes, 24. I really like them. Okay.
That's cool.
So they're one of the better people, in this fucking hobby. So you're part of a good Patreon with Shane, with Shane in general. So right now, what other Patreons are you in? Not mine. Right. But okay. All right.
I know. I have a few I need to get on. I pretty much just only been on Shane's. I was gonna look at getting on Adam from Proper Royals. Yours.
Adam business wise too. Adam drops some shit, man. He's
been awesome.
Adam is an incredible dude. And it's funny because I hated Adam when he first started coming on. Like we had a competing show that was on the same nights.
Oh,
and I was just like, we will destroy you, like fucking not knowing Adam at all. Like fucking,
oh. And, that's the fun part with all the different podcasts and lives. Yeah.
Dude, it's impossible to keep up now with this shit. But
like when I first started,
Antoine was talking about this. Antoine just did an interview with with Nikki on what's in your rack, right? And
Okay.
and Antoine Hood from High Desert Pythons, he talked about when he won the 15 minutes of lane contest, and he was like, back then there were only 3 podcasts. There was Chris, Sean Bradley, and Reptile Radio or whatever, right?
Yeah.
And now there's fucking 17 shows on every night of the week.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you can't keep up with it. Are you guys one of those people that watch all the podcasts and do all?
Yeah.
Well,
I watch, basically, if someone in our Patreon puts it in there, I watch those because it's supporting like Reptiles Unplugged and
Right.
Texoma Exotics. They have, I think she had one tonight actually, but usually like the people in our Patreon, I'll watch those lives. I do have a couple others I watch, like Adam from Proper Royals. But I definitely watch. I think I watch more of them than she does, but
I watch
it's
more
fun.
YouTube stuff.
Yeah, she Emily from Snake Discovery is her person.
Oh man, Emily.
I love to watch Emily.
No, Emily and Ed are cool as fuck, but yeah, I don't think you're gonna learn a lot about breeding ball pythons from Emily.
I don't
and Ed.
watch them for the ball python. I watch them for their personalities, just because I love how they are as people and how bubbly Emily is and how calm.
I like
Ed
Emily
is.
because Emily is like fucking Galadriel from Lord of the Rings. All right,
Mhm.
like
Yeah.
fucking, and Ed's just kind of that fucking, you know, goofy guy in the back that just fucking says
Yeah,
what he
yeah.
wants. But
I love it.
they're great people. I know that people, and this is just what people have told me. Billy's Patreon is really good.
Billy's okay.
There's a lot of business talk about Billy's Patreon.
Okay.
And then Proper Royal, Shane. Yeah, there you go. That's right. Right. First
you
and
go.
15th every month, every other Sunday. Fucking.
Yep.
But then we do like celebrity Zoom calls too, where we'll have like Justin on.
Yeah.
But just for Patreon, you know,
That's it.
like Mike Wilbanks is coming on.
Oh.
You know, just all the ball python people that you don't get to have like one-on-one time, because
That's cool.
the reason we started that is because I would see like Ozzy on a Patreon or on a live stream, and people would ask Ozzy a question, and the host would just ignore the fucking question, right? And just move on. And so I figured if Ozzy was doing a show just for our Patreon people, there may only be 25 people in there, and everybody gets 3 minutes with Ozzy, 5 minutes with Ozzy, where it's direct one-on-one, as opposed to asking a question and not getting it, you know, not getting a relay by the host of a show. But you know, not saying that that's bad. I mean, it's hard to run a show and, you know, have 80 people in the room and X everything. But yeah. Also, I'm going to guild you guys. Have you bought shirts yet?
I have not. I'm buying it this. I'm buying it this.
Shirts until
I mentioned it. I'm buying mine this check. So don't worry. I already had that one planned. I was like, I dropped the ball on my last check. So I am buying it this check.
I'm guilting everybody. We only have like 28 days in this whole thing. So today
my entire family. So
today I sent out like emails to all the huge companies, and I'm like Josh's Frogs and Pangea and all that. And I'm like, listen, I'm not asking for you to buy a fucking give a donation. I'm asking you for you to buy a shirt. Just buy a fucking shirt, man. And none of them have gotten back to me yet. Right?
Well, they need to, because it's for a good cause. And if you don't buy a shirt, you're stupid.
Well, not only that, it's like if you don't buy a shirt, it's going to help people that fucking gave up everything. You know, like fucking. I mean, look, you're ready. You're wearing a Till Valhalla shirt, right? Like fucking, it's it's the shit, man. So yeah, everybody out there, please buy a shirt, okay?
He does not get any of the money. He did not pay me
no,
to do that.
No, I do not. I do not. As a matter of fact, we're busting our asses showing up at these shows, like me and Jay from Green Line and HJS and fucking, where none of them have any chance of making anything from that show because all the money that we get, Sammy from Bull Snakes, like none of them have any chance of making any money at the show, and they're still coming out and helping. And that's the cool thing, I think, is that people always talk about community in this hobby, and it's easy to show up in a community on a fucking live or in a Zoom call.
Yeah.
But to actually physically show up and drive 100 miles to go help out, that's that's the real community building that I see going on right now.
And I love it.
So what branch was your husband?
Air Force.
Okay, so fucking A, man. So we're gonna do it again next year.
Awesome.
So we every year we do something, for the vets. But back to Kontrast Morphs. I don't want to take the fucking highlight away from you guys.
Hey, it's important.
Tell me what's the most expensive snake you bought so far?
Vesuvius.
No, I got him for a ridiculous deal.
Well,
he's our most expensive snake, but the most I paid out of pocket is actually Banshee, which is my female who hopefully is gravid. We'll see. Paid $750 for her.
Okay. Well,
so we've been really fortunate on our snakes. I really haven't, like, altogether, I've done a couple thousand, but I've been very blessed on the doors I've opened for the snakes. And some of the, like Azani really worked with me and gave me, because he's going a different direction and working with paint, and he has some really cool paint projects. Right. But he had to clear his rack, so he gave me a really good deal on Vesuvius, is what I call him. And he's probably the most expensive snake because he was priced at like $1,200, something like that.
Okay.
So
now, so you guys are you're not going out buying a $15,000 snake. You're not putting out. You're not taking a loan out, right? And fucking
not yet. No, I don't want to pull a loan out.
No. How about not never? Okay.
Not never.
Don't ever do that. Okay.
No.
And don't put a fucking snake on a credit card either. Don't do
credit
that.
You don't even have credit
nope,
cards.
I got all mine cleared off, and nope. We're
cards. Nope.
My husband's thing is if we can't save up for it, if we don't have the money for it, you're not getting it.
No, that's the right way to do it, man. Ozzy brought up a point one time. He's like, even if you want an $8,000 snake, you could go out and bag groceries and after 6 months make the $8,000 to get that snake. Don't put it on a credit card. Don't take out a loan. The worst thing I see people do and is like, oh, I refinanced my house and I fucking started doing, and that's like the dumbest thing that I've ever heard of in my life.
That's just not smart. Yeah, no, there's a couple snakes I'm actually currently saving for because they are a little bit more pricey, but that's just where you plan ahead. You hope they don't sell, and if they do, you redirect because it wasn't meant to be. But
but that used to be how it was 10 years ago. Now there's always another snake. Like very rarely are you looking at a snake that's the only one in the country.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Because I was talking to somebody else the other night too, and we were discussing. And this is an old school, older than me guy, right? Like fucking who just hates all the new people, right? Like
I love it.
Just hates all. And so we were talking. If there's 40,000 snakes on Morph Market right now, right? 35,000, right? Imagine how many ball pythons are in the country, right?
Yeah.
And I was like, I would guess like 200,000, maybe 250,000. He was like, dude, you're crazy if you think it's that low. Yeah. He's like, I'm guaranteeing you that there's 700, 800,000 snakes in the country right now. And, that makes it get to a point where it's like, you're definitely not looking at the only combination in the country at any given time on something, so now did you guys do anything as far as like establishing an LLC yet, or
we did the sole proprietorship, or the dual, whatever it is, and then we have a finance individual who's going to help with the tax portion of it.
Right.
So we have taken that step and made sure those ducks are lined up. So we at least got that done.
Yeah.
Right.
But yeah, we kind of went that route. Might do the LLC, but if we have someone who's willing to help us with the tax portion, I don't see a reason to go to the LLC.
Yeah, but the LLC is probably a little bit better as far as protection goes, because
True.
Let's say you have somebody over the house and they fall in your snake room. You know,
True.
if you're a sole proprietorship, they could sue you for the house. If you have an LLC, you know, that they could they're limited on what they're able to do.
That's true. That's true.
Now, as far as like the 5-year plan, what would you say the 5-year plan would be? And I want to hear this from Danny. That's who I want to hear this from, because fucking, you know, Danny, do you plan on getting a job ever, or do you just plan on doing this?
I've had jobs before. Due to certain medical reasons, I stay home and care for the animals. That's my happy place. So 5-year goal would be
Man, all right, this is pretty bad. Okay, this is pretty bad. Okay? Right, I even held off
put on
my
the spot. I get a little quiet. I'm sorry.
I even held off on my joke that's the battle cry of the unemployed. I used to have a job. All right, I used to have a job. But no, seriously, like, what do you think? Like, in 5 years, you're not going to be Canova, okay?
No,
Yeah.
no.
But in 5 years, you could be Shane.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And that, I believe, is our combined goal, because we are doing this together. And while we have our own goals and what we want to do with our projects, thus the name Kontrast Morphs, together our 5-year goal would be to be sustaining in our breeding program. Depending on what the market looks like, because that's always fluctuating. Who knows what it's going to be like in 5 years? I would like to see us bringing in income so that we are, instead of going into the negatives and spending savings money on getting rats, getting snakes, getting racks, that the snakes pay for themselves. Because ideally, that's what we could come out even, and then have extra on top of that to put away in savings, or put more on a $1,500, $2,000 snake.
Right. Now, I'm going to ask a question. I don't want it to happen, okay? I want to make it very clear that I don't want this to happen. But do you guys have some type of plan drawn up? Whereas if you guys get into a fight or decide to fucking split up, who gets what snakes and who gets what equipment and everything else? The only reason I'm asking you that is because I was talking to Patrick from Aura today. Mm-hmm. And he was telling me just how important that is whenever you start doing this with anybody other than just yourself.
Right. Yep. You have to have boundaries created, and you have to have a very strict understanding of the business between each other.
Yeah.
Honestly, we have kind of a mutual agreement. We don't have anything officially written up, which we need to, but it would kind of depend on what happens and what caused it, honestly, because we've been through some shit together. Yeah, so I don't see
known each other for 20 plus years, and you know
we've lived together most of our life. So, yeah. But like it is something that, I mean, you don't want it to happen, but you can't rule it out, because 1% is still a chance. And so
right.
Well, and like
and just to have it written down, you know, somewhere. Yeah. You know, not that it's gonna happen, but just in case it happens, like, this is per our agreement. We we both signed off on this.
This is what we're stepping away with. And I think it would come down to the snakes that were bought for the projects, because I like bright colors and patterns. She likes the dark side.
Yeah.
So I think it would also boil down to what snakes were bought for what. And I'd probably take the expensive snakes since I paid for them. So
Oh, smush. She doesn't fucking smush Danny. Fucking
Well, my view on that is if she paid for the animal, she gets to keep the animal. Whether it's for the project or not, like if something happened and we were kind of like not
right, but it's never that easy. It's always
it's never not.
she could pay for the animal, but because of your work, you got 9 eggs out of that fucking animal in the first year, and then what do you do with those babies that you decide to hold back that neither of you paid for?
Yeah.
But really, Danielle had more to do with the raising up of the baby than Tana did with the purchasing of the mother.
Yeah.
So like these are all things that once you guys get like even just a little bit bigger, I would talk to Patrick over at Aura about.
Okay.
Because he just he did a split with Chimera. So and that was that was over $1 million in snakes that they had to split up. And believe me, when you have that much, you have every plan accounted for on what happens when something goes down.
Yeah.
So now I'm just gonna ask you a bunch of fucking being raised by militia shit now.
Okay. I'm all for that.
Have either of you ever shot a squirrel and then ate the squirrel?
Yes.
Yes.
What does squirrel taste like?
It depends. It can be gamey. The one I had was really gamey, and it was okay, but it wasn't my favorite. I
deep fried mine, and it was stringy and a little tough, but it tasted okay.
Okay. But you can't like just blast the squirrel with a gun, right? You kind of got to use like a slingshot or a fucking.
20. You can use a 22.
I shot mine with a 22.
All right. Okay.
Or a pellet gun, but.
All right. All right. Do you guys get your water from a creek, or do you actually just are you attached to fucking city water?
Tap water now.
We have tap water where we're at right now.
I wish we had a well.
It tastes like freaking chlorine. No, where we were raised, our house was on well water, and then her house we got water from the creek.
Yeah.
Okay. I had a ranch and we were on well water. I used to like the well water a lot better.
Ours was toxic.
All right. Have you ever killed another human being?
No, we have not done that.
No.
No.
No. Do you guys have your monthly hunts for Democrats or anything like that? Like fucking.
No.
Maybe in the dreams, but
Okay. All right. And then all right. So yeah, listen. Is there anything that you guys want to shout out or talk about? Anything special you got going on in the next 5 or 6 months that you want people to know about?
I mean, God, I hate when I get asked questions.
I mean, hopefully getting into a better house. I mean,
that's our goal right now is actually buying our first house, which is going to have an entire reptile section. So but reptiles on the river. Join Shane's Patreon.
Oh, that's right. We could pimp that fucking Shane's fucking gay little redneck tubing event. That's going to happen on June 19th or 18th?
27th or 28th.
28th. Okay, yeah. The reason that I can't go to that is because I'm doing a Deeds Not Words charity thing in Nassau, Long Island. So So I would totally go to that. I would totally go to it, even though there's a better than average chance I would drown there. But fucking Shane's thing. Listen, there's not a ton of people here. There's 8 or 10 people here. If you have a chance, go join Shane's Patreon. It's fucking worth it. I think Shane might have like a $7 or $10 tier. Like join that because Shane's Patreon kills it. He has a monthly thing with Adam from Proper Royals called the Lone Wolves, where they talk about business shit all the time. So it's all fucking good. Oh, and join my Patreon. All right, I'm just saying.
No,
right?
that is on my. There's a ton of Patreons I want to join.
No, I'm not saying you. I'm saying to everybody else. Fucking fuck. You guys, I'll be happy if you just buy a fucking shirt. All right.
All right.
So yeah, all right, don't be yelling. All right. Okay, so Instagram, business Instagram is coming, right?
Yes, I'm actually going to be working on that this week. So I'm hoping to get it out in the next couple days.
Okay,
So.
good. Are you guys doing a YouTube or a TikTok or any, you know?
I am not on the TikTok bandwagon.
No TikTok.
YouTube, maybe. I'm not. I actually hate being in front of cameras. So we're actually both really kind of introverted in that aspect. And so that was one thing when I first joined Shane, I was like, I don't know if I can do a podcast. Like I don't think I have everyone has the capabilities, but for me personally, like I don't see myself ever hosting podcasts or hosting lives or hosting stuff like that. I think mine will be strictly more little short reels or images, and hopefully maybe a Patreon one day if we get up to that point. That's the goal. But
I like to do it like live egg cutting videos.
I do want to do live egg cuttings.
Exciting.
But why? Why?
Because
Why? Most people do fucking live egg cuttings on this shitty 720 DPI camera. You can't even see what's in the fucking.
You'd have to have a section set up specifically for it. So, and that's the other thing. Right now, like we just don't have the tech set up to produce stuff like that. So that's why we're not. Because I'm not gonna just try to do it off my phone and be like, "Hey, this is great." Like if I go for it, I want to actually go for it and make sure it's high quality.
Right. But your phone, it is, better than most cameras out there.
Decent.
But people started on YouTube with just a phone, before they moved up. I would recommend do it on the phone, but just get a good mic.
True.
Get a mic that just plugs in your phone, because if you sound like shit, nobody's gonna watch you. If you watch it and it's a little bit off, people will still watch it, even though the camera angle's a little bit off or a little bit shaky. Mm-hmm. But if it sounds like shit, they're just gonna fucking click off you.
Click off of it. Yeah.
No matter what.
I've done that myself. I'm very peculiar on the videos that I watch, so I want to be able to see the snake clearly and maybe a little bit of info about the clutch, like who the sire and the dam was of the clutch, and then cutting it open and having a camera view down, being able to hear the person clearly. I enjoy that stuff. So if I ever do egg cutting, that's what I would try to emulate. Who knows if I would ever do that, but
yeah. And we should have our first clutch within the next 6 months, which is
fingers crossed.
It's
nature's nature.
Yeah. So that's definitely something we're looking forward to, because it's kind of a proof of concept that we can do it is also. And so that's why, because we easily could have done a ton of clutches right off the bat, but I wanted to start with one so we can be like this, kind of prove it to ourselves. Like we can do this. We can take this step. We can make sure we're promoting properly. And this year was a lot of learning, a lot of going to the Repticons and asking questions, which a lot of the people were more than willing to share information with me, which was really encouraging.
Right.
And they were really encouraging themselves, just letting us know, like, you're being smart on being picky on your snakes and not taking out loans, kind of like you said. And they also gave us information on like what style of routes we should take and what they would recommend. And so we got a lot of information that we have to kind of process and go through. And now the next step is implementing it and actually getting it structured. And that is what we are currently on. Hence the getting all the social media stuff set up. And my sister-in-law's a lot more tech savvy on the TikTok side, so she might be willing to help us with that. But so,
well, if you're gonna do TikTok or Instagram, the best way to do that is to batch record shit.
Yeah.
And just record everything in one day and then split it up over the next 2 weeks. That's the more interesting way to do it. All right. So last question. Best and worst thing about the hobby?
Oh, man.
The best is getting to be a part of the community, because this is one of the honestly best communities I've ever had a chance to be a part of, and the snakes. The worst part is the money that you have to put into it.
Really? Okay. All right. What about you, Danny?
So, best thing for me would be making connections with people that I never would have otherwise, expanding horizons and sharing in a love of reptiles, especially. I mean, I love, like I said, I love snakes. So a lot of people hate snakes, and this is an opportunity for me to kind of share that passion with others. So I enjoy meeting and talking with others that have that passion too. It gets me fired up. It keeps me wanting to do this. The worst thing about it is honestly the oversaturation of the ball python market. It's awful. And I say that as somebody who's going to be adding more to the market. And there are people out there who don't do right by the market or the community at all, and it just gives the whole thing a shitty name. You know, one bad egg can ruin the whole damn batch.
Yeah, I would agree with that. But most people's answer is the best and worst part is the same thing. It's the people, right? Because the people, you know, I'll tell you, like I've met people like Shane and the Harbins and you know, and Ozzy and Justin and all these people, you know, Jay, fucking Kevin, fucking Paul, you know, like all these people have become great friends. But there are so many fucking cunts in this community that it's like they're the worst people on the planet. All right. So you know, I would say the best part is the people and the worst part is the people.
Yep.
And that's normally kind of the general answer that we get. Once you guys get into it more, you'll see. You guys haven't met enough assholes anymore. You know, if you guys
we're still on our early parts of our journey.
Yeah. If you guys are just dealing with like Shane and Jamie, oh yeah, everything seems amazing. All right.
Oh no. I know there's gonna be assholes. I mean, with the industry I work in, you know, there's always gonna be someone that tries to ruin it.
Yeah, there always is. Yeah. But I wish you guys luck. I wish you guys the best with everything. Good luck with the Instagram, you know, switch over. And yeah, Jay said it. You got to get in where you fit in. All right.
Yep, that's right.
That's you know. So
that's funny.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Fucking Adam, man. Guys, thank you very much for doing this.
Yeah,
thank you for having us.
I'm gonna throw you backstage.
Okay.
Do me a favor, just hang out for 5 minutes. I just want to see if we said anything that really pissed off either one of you, and you know, then we'll go from there. But thank you very much for doing it. I appreciate you guys. All right, guys, take it easy. Kontrast. I would tell you their Instagram, but they don't have one. Womp, womp, womp.
Yeah, no, that was on me.
All right, so everybody just pay attention to Tana, and she'll fucking make sure that you guys know the new name on Instagram. It's going to be Kontrast Morphs with a K. Okay, with a K. So, yes, all right, guys, take it easy. All right, I'll talk to you in a little bit.
All right,
bye. All right, yo, they're fucking pretty cool. I mean, they're pretty cool people. It's nice to see the new excitement perspective. All right. But anyway, listen, I'm just gonna shut the fuck up now about that and tell you to buy a fucking shirt. All right, Fatman Nation, thefatmannation.com. Click on the Support Disabled Vets tab. The last live show that we'll be at is gonna be the Nassau show in Long Island, and we're gonna be going live all day from the Nassau show. We're gonna be hawking shirts. You're probably gonna have to buy the shirts online there. We're also gonna be doing donations. Kind of just to kind of cap this thing off and push us over our goal, and that'll be the last live show that we're doing the Deeds Not Words campaign. Then Jay and I, along with Paul from Large Marge, we're going to be in Gettysburg, and the campaign will be over by then, but we're going to be going live all day from the Gettysburg show with like all of our fucking buddies out in Gettysburg, like Nicole Tisdale, Warfels, Steve Conduit, you know, fucking Clarence, fucking like all the cool people in Gettysburg. We're gonna be doing a show with, having them on the live all day and just hanging out with our buddies all day. So if you're in the area, that's going to be July 19th is the Gettysburg show, and June 28th or 29th, no, the 28th is the Nassau Long Island show. So come by, support disabled vets. Listen, we got a main show coming up, on the 15th? I think we're having on Antoine Segoon. It's going to be pretty cool to have him on from Canada. He's going to tell a story about Antoine actually bought a snake from me 15 years ago, and he showed me the grandbaby the last time I was up in Canada of that snake. So that was kind of cool. So, all right, everybody, thank you for coming by. Again, join the Patreon if you get the chance. A lot of cool shit goes on there. We got the Storyteller series there where we're telling stories from 20, 30, 40 years ago with people like Mike Stefani, Tom Crutchfield, Amir from Yellow Belly Balls. I mean, we really did it up. We got about 15 or 18 of the old school guys that just tell stories about how this business that everybody's in used to be. Thank you, everybody, again for coming. I will see you on the 15th. If not before that, we may do a Zoom call for the Patreon. So take it easy, guys.